Here's the 30-second lesson on what legends know. Never practice nunchucks in a crowded room. Never eat chole before a road trip. Always take your shirt off before you iron it. Don't take a call near a swimming pool. And don't forget, saving is not investing. Legends don't just save, they invest in mutual funds. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
At ThePrint, we always say, because politics matters, because politics is the most important thing in our lives, in anybody's life, anywhere, in any system, most of all, in a democracy. Now, if we track politics so closely as we do at ThePrint, that's our main offering. Then it also means that we must anticipate politics going ahead. So anticipate politics not in terms of there will be an election, who will win in that election, that we don't do, that pollsters and exit pollsters do. You want to trust them, your choice. I don't. So leave that aside. Not a question of who will win, but what will happen if somebody wins or somebody loses, because that determines what the stakes are in an election. And that's why we are now we are anticipating the next electoral battle that will take place in India. That will be the election for the Delhi State Assembly. Delhi, as we know, is half a state, half the powers, the most important powers, the police, which is law and order, and land. These happen to be with the central government, also with the new amended laws, the new amended constitutional scheme of things. Delhi government's powers are even more reduced. So you might ask me, that why is it so important? It's it's a small state that only contributes 7 seats to national parliament. In any case, in the municipal corporation elections, it used to be 3 municipal corporations. By 2022, they had been merged back into one. So why is the Delhi election so important that you have to speak about this in some detail in anticipation of that election, which may only take place maybe in a month and a half from now, maybe even later. So sometimes towards the end of January or in February. That's when elections will take place. So here is why this is such an important election, besides the fact that this is the capital of the country. This is the capital of the country, and it's a big disappointment for the ruling party, which otherwise sweeps this city-state in Lok Sabha, to be defeated so roundly in assembly elections again and again in Delhi. To some extent, this also diminishes their domination in this all-powerful central government. So that's why it's important for them. However, there is a bunch of issues that makes it very important for two leaders in very different ways, two leaders sitting on very different levels. One is the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. Why is this election important for him? Why is an assembly election in such a small state important for him, when his party has just swept the big state of Maharashtra, 48 seats in Lok Sabha compared to 7 of Delhi. That's 7 times as big as Delhi or Haryana before that. So why should this matter to him so much? And second leader to him, this will matter a lot. In fact, even more than for Mr. Modi, is Arvind Kejriwal, for now, former Chief Minister of Delhi, because now Atishi is the Chief Minister after Kejriwal's release from prison on bail. Because this election in Delhi is about brand Kejriwal, and whatever power, the presence, the star appeal he has nationally, surely a star appeal nationally. People come to listen to him wherever he goes. However, he has not won many seats in other parts of the country except the state of Punjab, which he rules with a very wide majority. However, that popularity also is drawn from his domination in Delhi and an impression of what he might have done for the people of Delhi. So all of that's very important for him, winning Delhi in a way for the fourth time, because first time 2013 was a partial victory. Then came 2015, 2020, and now it is the third victory if you want to count only the majorities, or in fact the fourth victory. That is what he will be looking forward to. Let me also list some points which make it so important for both sides. So first of all, because Narendra Modi is a national leader and Prime Minister, for him, Now the important point, and it's a nuanced point, that's why I will speak it slowly. The nuanced point is that this is the last chance for 2 years for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to establish that his popularity is not declining. I say that with care because Lok Sabha election was all about him. It was all about him, Modi ki guarantee, etc., etc. All the vote was being sought in his name. There the BJP fell short. BJP's anticipation might have been 400 par, maybe that was an exaggeration even for the BJP, but at least the party itself getting upwards of 300, 320, 330, definitely more than the 303 they had got the last time. They fell well short of that. They fell short of majority as well. So that was a setback to Prime Minister Modi's popularity, and questions began to be raised as to whether he can win an election on his own, which brings us back to the metaphor we often like to use. Can he stage a lamppost election or not? That this lamppost is my candidate, vote for the lamppost because it's my candidate. This 2024 Lok Sabha election challenged that notion that Narendra Modi could continue to hold lamppost elections. Then Haryana and Maharashtra elections were not held in his name. In both, he was kept in the background. In Haryana, I even wrote a writing on the wall saying that the biggest writing on the wall in Haryana is the missing, dominating portrait of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That his picture was there, but he was just first among the equals. Usually there were 10 photos on the BJP hoardings. Mr. Modi was there, but he was only first among the 10. So first among the equals. That's an unusual BJP visual to see Mr. Modi to be featuring in. The similar protection was afforded to him in Maharashtra as well. In Maharashtra, the BJP or the Mahayuti may not have had a clear chief ministerial candidate, but it was widely understood that Devendra Fadnavis was going to be that candidate. In any case, it was his picture that dominated the campaign, definitely from the BJP side, but also more or less from Mahayuti's side. And then there were Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar. So Narendra Modi was again given that plausible protection in Maharashtra as well. So what happens as a consequence? As a consequence, the impression from Lok Sabha elections that he could no longer ensure a lamppost election, that he could no longer sweep an election in his name, that was not broken in Haryana and Maharashtra, although the BJP won those elections quite comfortably in Haryana and by a humongous majority in Maharashtra. But credit would not come to Prime Minister Modi. I know that in the BJP people will say that, but this is how real politics works. On the other hand, the state where Prime Minister Modi was put in front and the vote was sought in his name, that is Jharkhand. There it did not work. The opposition again returned to power with a larger majority. So all of this adds up to a situation where it's important for Prime Minister Modi to prove once again, to establish once again that he is the party's primary vote getter. Not only is he the primary vote getter, he can also swing an election by himself in his own name. And if he has to do it in some place, then Delhi has to be that place, because all said and done, in the last Lok Sabha elections, BJP won all 7 seats and won 54.35% of the vote. That's an almighty sweep in a first past the post system, and this despite the fact that both his rivals, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress Party, were in an alliance. So can he do something like this again in assembly elections? The past record tells us that people of Delhi vote differently for the state assembly and Lok Sabha. However, this time it's very important for Mr. Modi to work on getting Delhi to buck that trend, because this is his last chance for a long time to prove that he is the party's preeminent vote getter and he is the party's preeminent campaigner, and an election can be won in his name. Because see what happens after this. After this, next year, there is only one election, that is Bihar. Bihar is a very important election, but we know that in Bihar, Nitish Kumar's face will be in front, because Bihar is a state election. It's also a coalition between BJP, Nitish Kumar's party, JDU, Paswan's LJP, HAM, and many of the others. So that's why that is not a platform where vote will be sought in Prime Minister Modi's name. So he doesn't have the opportunity there of proving his vote getting ability or his vote getting invincibility or unassailability. That opportunity will not come. If we go to 2026, see the states going to the polls in 2026. Politics is cruel. Go to 2026, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Kerala and West Bengal. The only state in which the BJP will have an opportunity to field Prime Minister Narendra Modi as the main campaigner and seek votes in his name will be West Bengal. That's going to be quite risky unless by that time something has been done to cause a split in TMC or other political engineering. But unless that is done, it will be quite risky for Mr. Modi to be projected there as the party's main vote getter. So 2026 also that opportunity is mostly not available. Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Kerala, he will not matter that much. Assam only to some extent because Assam already has a strong incumbent chief minister. Then you come to 2027. Even in 2027, you have Uttarakhand. You can project Mr. Modi there as the main face. Uttar Pradesh, there will be some issue there because Yogi Adityanath is there. So there might be many pictures of Prime Minister Modi and Adityanath together, but you can't keep Adityanath so much in the shade there. So that is not a place, Uttar Pradesh might not be a place which the BJP wants to make a test of the Prime Minister's popularity. You are already in 2027, by the way. Then Punjab doesn't matter to the BJP. Goa, too small a state to matter. Manipur, too small, too complicated and too messy and too dangerous, in fact, politically for the BJP to make a big deal of. Himachal too small. And Gujarat, yes, Gujarat Prime Minister Modi will be upfront. He will be the face, but this is Gujarat. You expect him to sweep Gujarat anyway. So Gujarat, if anything, will bring in additional pressures for him to repeat the performance of last time, because anything substantially lower than that, even if BJP gets another majority, that will be seen as loss of that domination, of that popularity. It is for all these reasons that Delhi is extremely important for Prime Minister Modi. I can take you up to 2028. Then you have the big elections, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Telangana. That is towards the end of 2028. By that time, you're too close to 2029. And unless the Prime Minister's preeminent status as the party's vote getter or the party's unassailable vote-getting leader is re-established or re-cemented, then all this talk of succession plans, etc., the dreams of successors or ambitions, all of that business starts. This is politics at the end of the day. That is why tiny Delhi is so important for the Prime Minister. Second, we come to Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party. For the Congress Party, the stake is not very much, and you will see as I get into the numbers in a while. Arvind Kejriwal, first of all, his big advantage is that BJP has no face to put up against him. That's why it will become willy-nilly the Prime Minister's face. So it will be brand Arvind Kejriwal versus brand Modi. And because one is Prime Minister already, Kejriwal would think he has a chance. But if he does poorly, then that will be a big setback for Arvind Kejriwal, because that party, the BJP still has a structure, other leaders, chief ministers, but Aam Aadmi Party rides only one man, the leadership of one man, because if he suffers a setback in Delhi, then that will affect his party everywhere, including in Punjab, where the party is facing some challenges anyway. There are other factors which work for Kejriwal. I'm counting the pluses first. The first one I counted for you, that BJP has put no face for chief minister. Kejriwal is obviously his party's face. Second, brand Modi, so far as a vote getter, brand Modi seems to be in decline after the Lok Sabha election, so much so that the BJP has been protecting him. And one time they did not, as I just said, in Jharkhand, results were not so happy for the BJP. Number three, Aam Aadmi Party's welfare schemes are working. Aam Aadmi Party is the last one to criticize the Revdis. If anything, they are going to take over the slogan of Revdis, saying that Revdis are good, Revdis are virtuous, and nobody distributes them better than us. And that's how Kejriwal has built a strong following among the women of Delhi as well, much like Mamata Banerjee has done in West Bengal. Next, the Congress party. All the vote that has left the Congress, I will give you the data as we go along, all the vote that has left the Congress in Delhi has not come back. Now, that is a bit of a trend with the Congress, that where its vote falls below 20%, it does not come back. In Delhi, it's now down to less than 5%. So, bulk of the vote that the Congress has been losing in Delhi has been going lock, stock and barrel to Arvind Kejriwal, and that's a plus for Aam Aadmi Party. Next, election in Delhi will be fought on a completely localized campaign. So as long as it remains localized, then the national issues, Hindu-Muslim, Pakistan, terrorism, Narendra Modi, third largest economy, etc., do not matter. So Arvind Kejriwal will try to make it as local an election as possible. It will be very challenging. It will be very challenging for the other side to lift it into a national campaign unless they really want to fully risk Narendra Modi in a head-to-head campaign with Arvind Kejriwal in Kejriwal's own turf. Next is a mixed blessing. One, there is a martyrdom over the jailing of Arvind Kejriwal and many of his colleagues. At the same time, because the image was Mr. Clean and image was Aam Aadmi, common man, that has also been dented to some extent, because some people would believe there must have been something to these corruption charges. That's how popular mind sometimes works. If you're not fully committed to one side, you think, "Arey, itna kuch hua hai, to kuch to hoga, there must be something." So that marginal vote then shakes. The second thing is, the BJP has gone on and on and on and on about this house that was refurbished for Arvind Kejriwal, Chief Minister's house, calling it Sheesh Mahal, Sheesh Mahal, Sheesh Mahal. All of that is an effort to undermine his Aam Aadmi image. And then he'll be under attack. I'm now counting the negatives. He'll be under attack over pollution both of water and air, because he had promised clean water. Of course, he will say that Lieutenant Governor never let him work. That will be part of the contestation. This will go on. And then there is something that some wise person said, that is that the freebies or the reveries or the giveaways, all of these things are like antibiotics, because if you use antibiotics initially, they are very effective. But if you keep using them all the time, in the course of time, they lose their effectiveness. Is that beginning to happen with freebies in various states? Could that happen in Delhi as well? That will be a risk for Kejriwal. And finally, this time Kejriwal will feel himself completely accountable, because now he cannot blame problems of Delhi on BJP's rule of MCD, because now he rules MCD as well. Of course, he will say that what's the point of doing this? I'm trying, but nobody is giving me any power, because whatever decisions I take, these get held up at LG's level. So this is how this contest will be built, and these will be the stakes for these two leaders. For Arvind Kejriwal, definitely it's make or break. If, from his point of view, if he has a setback in Delhi, that will put his Punjab on very, very thin ground. And let us see how this plays out in Punjab after that. However, if he wins Delhi, and if he wins Delhi with a convincing majority, that will one, establish him here, and second, will also reaffirm his stature as somebody who can defeat Narendra Modi again and again and again. At the same time, as I said to you earlier, if the BJP wins this, then this will be like Mr. Modi is back as a vote-getting top leader of the BJP. But if BJP doesn't, then those questions will remain. Now let's look at some numbers. If you look at the numbers, and these graphics will run as we talk, these are very interesting numbers. And look at the numbers in both Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, because Delhi has voted differently for Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Now, if you see the Lok Sabha number of 2014 Lok Sabha election, BJP won. In fact, 2014, 19, 24, BJP has won all 7 out of 7 seats in Delhi. 2024, in spite of the fact that the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party had an alliance where Aam Aadmi Party contested 4 seats, Congress contested 3 seats. Now the BJP started with 46.4% votes in 2014 in Lok Sabha. went up to 56.86 in 2019. That was also the post-Pulwama wave. And then settled somewhere there, 54.3%, about the same, a little bit less, but about the same as 2019 at 54.35%. All 7 seats, of course, for the BJP. Now, the important thing is 2024, when Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress had an alliance, Aam Aadmi Party got 24.17%, Congress got 18.9%. So together they got about 43%. Important thing is in 2019, when they were not together, when they both fought separately, the aggregate vote between them was still about the same, which is 41%, which means BJP consistently wins 50% plus in the Delhi state. If you go back to 2014, when the fight was just starting, BJP won all 7 seats with 46.4% vote. Aam Aadmi Party had 32.9, Congress 15. So then Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress together had 56% of the vote. That has ceased to exist since then. Of course, Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress will be hoping that some of that comes back. But again, in this case, does not look like they are going to have an alliance. There is nothing final yet, but Kejriwal has already said there will be no alliance. The Congress has been holding marches to expose what they call as poor governance of AAP. So this has not started well. This looks like one more dent in India alliance, and if it goes that way, then it will be a straight fight between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Now see how this trend changes once we come to the State Assembly. State Assembly is almost the reverse. So 2013, that was before the general elections of 2014, before Mr. Modi became Prime Minister, already Aam Aadmi Party has shown that it was rising. This is when Kejriwal defeated Sheila Dikshit in the assembly election. BJP won 31 seats, the highest number of seats. Aam Aadmi Party came to 28 and Congress Party got 8 seats. That's how, with the help of Congress, Aam Aadmi Party set up a government for some time, short-lasting government. With 31 seats, BJP got 33% votes. Aam Aadmi Party 29.5% vote, Congress quite healthy still 24.5% vote. Then see how dramatically it shifts between 2013 and 2015. 2015, I told you this was a short-lived government and there was president's rule. Then 2015, BJP now got 3 seats. They were down from 31 to 3, but still 32% vote. That's important. Aam Aadmi Party, 67 seats, 54.34% votes. So Aam Aadmi Party by this time for the assembly is getting almost exactly to the last decimal point, almost exactly the same percentage of votes that the BJP has been getting in Lok Sabha in the same state. That's how smart and that is how discriminating India's voter is. And the Congress suffered severely by now. It was down below double figures. It was now batting at 9.65%. And yet again, come 5 years later, this trend only strengthened, although the BJP vote share went up a little bit more, because that is just after the post-Pulwama sweep when BJP got even more seats in Lok Sabha nationally. There, BJP got 8 seats, so some improvement from 3 to 8. Congress stayed at 0. 3 to 8. Aam Aadmi Party came down from 67 to 62. But the vote share of Aam Aadmi Party was still 53.57%. BJP went up a little, 38.5%. Congress came down to 4.26%. What is this telling us? If you look at these graphics, this is telling you that the BJP vote share in Delhi, even in the state assembly, has remained pretty much stable. It was 33%, came to 32%, came to 38.5%. So it has remained in the 30s and thereabouts. That means BJP has not fallen below that essential 30+% vote share. That's why BJP still stays robust, another 10% votes, and everything will change in Delhi. It is the Congress party which has really lost out. So from 24.55%, it came to 9.65%, and it came to 4.2% in the assembly. Bulk of the Congress vote, bulk of the vote that the Congress has lost has gone to Aam Aadmi Party. Now, the question you will ask me is that if Aam Aadmi Party has got, say, 20% of the vote share from the Congress, from where else has the rest of its vote come? Because the BJP has maintained its essential vote. So, most of the other vote has come from other parties that used to contest in Delhi, including Bahujan Samaj Party, because those communities, those caste groups and those socio-economic groups have shifted to Aam Aadmi Party, as have many of the Muslims of Delhi, because they vote for whoever they see as winning and defeating the BJP. Again, looking at the graphics, see how Aam Aadmi Party has been growing. 2013, 29.49%, 2015, 54.34%. I told you the BJP Lok Sabha vote. And 2020, again, 53.57% vote. So Aam Aadmi Party has been as strong in the assembly, in the same city-state as the BJP has been in the same city-state in the Lok Sabha elections. There's one more way of looking at the change in fortunes in Delhi. The last election that the Congress won in Delhi was in 2008. Then Congress got 40.31% of the vote and the BJP won 36.34% of the vote. Now, if you look at the big picture today, Congress from that 40% has come to about 4%, right? So Congress has lost nearly 36% of its vote share in Delhi, bulk of which has obviously gone, it's quite evident, to Aam Aadmi Party. They vacuumed Congress Party's support base. The BJP was 36% in 2008. It is still averaging that. And that is a key takeaway from the Delhi electoral prospects. That said, we finally have one more indication, which is the municipal corporation elections. Municipal corporation elections 2022, after having lost the municipal corporation last time to the BJP, last time Delhi's municipal corporation had been split into three. So BJP won those three, Aam Aadmi Party won. This time in 2022, the three corporations had been merged together and Delhi had one corporation election. Aam Aadmi Party won that. It wasn't a sweep. It got 134 seats. BJP got 104. Congress got 9 seats. But again, look at the vote share, and that's very interesting. Aam Aadmi Party got 42.05% and thereby a majority of 134 seats. But BJP was not far behind. They were 39.09%. Again, Aam Aadmi Party's vote share went up by nearly 16%. Look at your graphic. And BJP's vote share also went up by 3%. So from where did this vote share came? In the case of the Congress Party, the vote share came down to 11.68%, which was a loss of 9.4%. So once again in Delhi, the Congress has been losing. It's becoming more and more a fight between BJP and Aam Aadmi Party. And that's why the bugle for this election has already been sounded. BJP is taking out its marches, making its statements, allegations, etc. Arvind Kejriwal held a press conference today. So the campaign is on for both sides. The stakes are high. How high and why, I've just explained to you.